It said it wasn't even supposed to rain today and it's out there raining. I love that it's raining. I just hate that the weather people get it so wrong. I know they're not perfect, they're not robots, but don't you have to go to school to be a weather person? I don't know.
And you are a disrespectful piece of shit.
Hey guys, how's it going? Astrofeminist here, back with another Amberlynn Read video. Once again, I apologize for not uploading at my goal of once a week. That once a week goal is probably going to go away because I'm starting to get busy with ramping up for summer regattas, which are my rowing races, and doing a research project to bulk my portfolio for grad school, and then I'm also going to take the GRE this fall and all that stuff. So the upload schedule is probably going to slow down a bit, but I am going to try and at least get a video out every other week. Another thing I wanted to mention is we have hit 15 subscribers on the channel. I know that in the grand scheme of YouTube that is nothing but numeric wise, but I really do appreciate the support. And my last video on Amber sort of complaining about like the gym treadmills, that is getting upwards of like 200 views right now, which is crazy because my high school graduating class was only 48 people, and then my college graduating, like the whole like department for my major for undergrad is only about 100 people. So that's more than both of those combined, which to think that I started this about what, 5 months ago. I really appreciate all the support and everything, and I hope to continue on this YouTube journey and contributing to Girl World. But one thing I did kind of want to talk about, and also my dog is trying to eat in the background, so sorry if you can hear that. Hopefully my mic will focus more on my voice and not background noise. But one thing I did want to discuss was Amber was being something that kind of hit a chord with me last week was Amber basically making fun of meteorologists for not being able to accurately predict summertime rain patterns, which this just kind of proves to me that she just does not go outside at all. Like, I've lived in the Delmarva, DMV, like DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, like the Chesapeake Bay area. I've lived in the Chesapeake Bay area for pretty much my whole life, right? And I've gone outside enough to know that rain, and especially thunderstorms, are very unpredictable during the summer because just of the Chesapeake Bay and how it affects weather patterns, and also the fact that Appalachia's kind of on the other side right next door. So yeah, I know that storms around here can be super unpredictable, and especially with climate change making everything way more chaotic and violent and unpredictable, the fact that she was like, don't you have to go to school to be a weather person? And disclaimer, I'm not trying to mental health shame anybody or college dropout shame anybody, but the fact that in this specific situation we are talking about somebody who dropped out of college, trying to bash somebody for being apparently uneducated, which is BS. Like, meteorology is a science, and there's a bunch of factors that go into whether they think weather patterns are actually going to happen or not versus, real life. It's ironic, it's hypocritical, and it's disrespectful, and it really peeved me off as somebody who has a STEM bachelor's from a top public university. Like, my university is in the top 25 public universities, and they have an amazing astronomy program, which is what my major is in. So the fact that she's kind of just bashing scientists, basically, it really peeved me off, and I'm sure it peeved a lot of other people off as well for similar reasons. So initially I was going to react to the video where she gets her hello it's ready scale back and compares it to the scale that she has been using, and there's a 5-pound difference, which I could also go into a rant about how just comparing one of each product as like tools of measurement to each other, just one of each, is not very consistent qualitative analysis and calibration methods and all that kind of stuff from my time using laboratory equipment. And so I was going to react to that video, but then I was eating breakfast this morning and I watched this video that has been in my watch later for a bit, and it's called 10 times Amberlynn was more smug than you could ever be. And it's from, oh, hi Luna. Hi Pepe. Did you eat your breakfast? Oh, good Barb. Good job. Also, she might go and drink some water, so if you hear that as well, apologies. So I was watching this video by the Narc Alert, which Great channel. She makes great edits and compilations and has really insightful commentary as somebody who I believe her mother and maybe like a partner she had in the past were like actual diagnosed or diagnosable narcissists. So she's very informed on the subject personally, and then she's also done research into it. I say research, it's like Googling kind of research. Not like she's, qualitatively done experiments about narcs. I know the term research can mean a wide variety of things nowadays. So I just wanted to clarify. It's not like she's a doctor studying this. It's just she's educated herself. I'll say that she's educated herself on the topic a lot. She makes really good edits, and she specifically did this one edit where she basically it was kind of like a David Attenborough nature documentary style thing. It was like one or two videos about, I think she called it Planet Amber, and just like really funny formatting and the voiceover she was doing. I really highly recommend you go watch that. But yeah, so thank you to the Narc Alert for putting together this compilation, because it is just so good. I got about halfway through, and if I sound a little off, it's because I did have a regatta yesterday and I was out for a while volunteering in drizzling rain, and I also raced, and my sleep wasn't that good. And I'm also on my time of the month, so I'm feeling a little chaotic, which is why I want to watch this video, because, everyone, as much as I want to give insightful, thoughtful commentary on all of Amber's life choices, apparently, sometimes you just want to hate watch, and we're just going to do that today, because I'm feeling chaotic. I'm a chaotic neutral, and we're going to do that today. So, without further ado, let's get into the Narc Alerts video.
Are able to get away with, but the things that us
By the way, if you weren't there for it in summer 2020, prime COVID hours for this Snapchat rant era with the long nails and like the upper cheekbone filters that Amber was doing, oh my god, iconic in the worst way possible. So smug. Really, those nails, just like she was trying to be like Jeffree Star or something. Like, this really proved to us that she just takes on whatever personality of whatever YouTuber she's watching or whatever people she's around, because those nails literally made her have a whole nother personality. And it was just like a lot of retro Amber moments you can watch and kind of get it, but like the Snapchat rant, you just had to be there for it. Oh my god.
fat folks can't get away with, but we barely do, but people think we do, and then create stories up for us on our life and create rumors and things that are
Like, she never did like these, she never does these hand motion things when she would rant, like in the past without the nails, and then like now when she doesn't wear the nails. It's just when she had these nails that she would do these hand motions trying to like emphasize her points. And I'm like, hun, put them down. You cannot handle the power of the nails if this is what happens to you. Like, I've worn nails like these before, but I can handle it. It doesn't change my whole personality. Oh my god.
aren't even real. And things that aren't even real.
Oh no, people making up stories about you.
98% of the hate is because we are fat.
No,
Yes, we are fat.
I mean, you are.
And that's all it is.
No, it's not. It's because you consistently lie. You can't keep a story straight. You try and make a ton of excuses for yourself. And then in the case of Miss Chantal Marie, Feudy Booty Floppy Bobby, as Zachary Michael would say, literal bigot. Literal bigot. Like, on site. I have a list of people that I would just instantly throw hands with if I saw them. Many of them politicians, let's be honest. Republicans specifically. But, like, Chantal's, she's so close to getting on that list. And the only reason I wouldn't put her on that list is because she's 9 inches shorter than me and literally so, like, front heavy, she'd just topple over if she went down a ramp. Like, it wouldn't be a fair fight. I'm gonna be honest. It wouldn't be a fair fight between me and Chantal. That's probably why I wouldn't fight her. It wouldn't be a fair fight. You know what I mean?
We are easy targets. I'm so much better than majority of you.
Bet. This is what I mean. I'm like violently chaotic today. Verbally violently chaotic. Like, Amber thinks she's just the hottest shit in town when she is literally, like, Darwin effect right there. Like, she's just not, she's like the opposite of utilitarian. The only reason that she's useful to society really is because she's giving other people sources of income by them commenting on her on YouTube. Like, she just, she's like, she's like a giant tree in the middle of a desert, right? Like, she creates the ecosystem that is beneficial to people who actually contribute to society in a meaningful way because they have other jobs and like donate their time and are actually smart people with intelligent things to say. And ay, ay.
Point blank period.
Curvy comment. I pick it from commentpicker.com.
Not gonna lie, I kind of like this shirt though that she has on, but this is from like years ago, so I doubt Torrid still has it on their website.
Today's comment is from Kat. Says, please tell me y'all have seen her ridiculous Snapchat about fat shaming / skinny privilege and her nails taking the spotlight. Cringe. So, first off, everyone gets mad. Everyone gets to a breaking point. Everyone handles things differently. I was mad and I spoke out of anger. It's normal. It's okay. I'm not going to feel bad for showing different emotions on social media. Anger is an emotion, and speaking out of anger is a natural human type of thing. As for the nails, those are just there.
Okay, here's the thing. Yes, anger is a human emotion, but you don't have to project your fucking problems onto other people via Snapchat by disrespecting them and doing all these hand motions that you literally haven't done and never did when you didn't have these nails on. Okay, it reads very fake. It reads very, I'm gonna make my problems other people's problems because I don't know how to process my own self-worth because I put it into people on the internet. She has put her self-worth into the hands of people on the internet, right? Like, I'll do this all day long and I can get negative comments. I haven't gotten any negative comments. Thankfully, I love all of you. Thank you for being supportive. Probably just because I'm not big enough to have negative comments and have people care about that much of what I have to say. But, like, I have self-worth outside of YouTube, right? When you have all your self-worth in social media, that's not good. That is going to lead to you valuing everybody's opinion on the internet, which is woo! If you do that, you need help. You need to have a whole ego readjustment and a mental readjustment because the internet can be a cesspool. Many, many times it has been a cesspool in the past. It will continue to be a cesspool in the present and future. But like, she doesn't know how to process emotions outside of the internet, right? Like, the internet isn't your therapy. It's not your safe space. It's not your hug box or your, I had another term, your soapbox, which for a lot of people can be. But like, yes, anger is a thing, but how you deal with it is a choice. 90% of the time, unless you have like blackout rage, what you do with your anger is a choice. And the problem is that a lot of people, including Amber, don't realize that. So they make dumb mistakes when they're angry and make people laugh or get more mad at them, which is what happened with the Snapchat rants.
Just, glorify how proud I am of myself. Like, a year ago, even less than a year ago, I had to sit to do the dishes. I had to sit to cook. I mean, you guys saw that.
What are you making, babe?
Yes, I am sitting down. My back hurts really bad. And yes, I am sitting down in a chair because
But like, obesity doesn't cause health problems, right?
my leg and my breathing. It's all because I'm over 500 pounds. So stop diagnosing me with stuff. Like, I was super ashamed. Sometimes I'd say, yeah.
I wonder what would happen if like an actual doctor like watched all of her stuff and then DM'd her and was like, hey, I'm like a board certified. I went to med school. I have a doctorate. I've been working in the field for like 10 years, PhD equipped, all that kind of stuff. DM'd her and was like, here's what I would diagnose you with. You know, her putting her whole life on the internet, there's going to be a lot more evidence for potential diagnoses than if she just went to a doctor's office and described her symptoms, right? Because this is like observational based evidence with the stuff that she's put on YouTube. Like, I wonder what she would say if that actually happened. Like, if somebody could go up to her in Louisville, if they saw her in a restaurant and was like, hey, I've been watching reaction channels and looked at your content, and here's what I think you have, here's my credentials. What would she do? Like, and here's the thing, like, like, the internet's free, man. Well, actually, not really. Anymore, really. Internet is fairly cheap to access, and like, we literally have more access to information than any time before in human history. Like, the Library of Alexandria can get fucking bent, right? Because the internet is a vast source of information. So, like, she's acting like people are diagnosing her off of, like, bullshit when they've likely had people in their lives that have had stuff that she has because they're overweight, because America has an overweight and obesity problem. They can Google stuff, and most people who have some sort of, like, high school or above education know how to vet sources for their credibility. Like, why is she acting like we're just like, nah, I think you have jaundice. I think you have jaundice. You have jaundice, you have diabetes. Also, she said on Instagram Q&A recently that she's not pre-diabetic, which I kind of... But then she said in the next breath that she wouldn't tell us if she got diabetes, probably. And I'm like, which one is it, hun? Which one is it? You know? Which I think her body's still probably kicking for her and trying to survive, basically. But I feel like in the next 2 to 5 years, she's going to get, like, diagnosed with, like, high blood pressure, diabetes, like, all this crap. Because, like, your 30s is generally, like, when if you're stressing out your body like that with, like, you know, whether you have, like, addiction problems or alcohol problems, or you're really like, morbidly obese like Amber is, your 30s is when your body's gonna start kicking the bucket. All these health problems are gonna pop up because your metabolism is just going down the fucking toilet. Anyway.
I'm sitting down. And then other times I was like, I don't need to say it, but you guys would be like, look in the reflection of the oven, she's sitting down to cook. And now I'm like, walking, standing, talking,
yeah.
cooking. I just did those little bit of dishes. Like,
I'm such a bad bitch, I can stand up to do dishes.
So much different than how I used to be. And now I cook my whole food without sitting, nothing. Like, it's wild to me. And I should be proud of those accomplishments, you know? Sorry, I need to stir my food. And I know a lot of people are like, because I've seen it myself, you shouldn't be proud of something you should already be able to do. No. That's not how it works.
Most of you.
Yeah, no, sorry, hun. Like, I mean, I guess you can celebrate being less disabled of your own volition than you have been in the past, but also, like, bitch, that's this basic stuff. The self-control and dedication to lose weight to be able to do basic life stuff. I'm on the fence about that.
You will know that you lose weight while you're sleeping. That definitely helps with the weight loss process.
The reason you lose weight while you're sleeping is because you're not eating. Let's be real, right? So your body is having to use your fat stores and your energy stores up while you're sleeping because you're not eating, okay?
I slept 2.5 hours, and on day 2, I had fast food. But I weighed in at 562.8, so I literally didn't lose anything and didn't gain anything.
Oh, the woman who takes 5,000 calories a day to maintain didn't gain weight. Good job. Good job. What the fuck, man?
So that makes me feel like if I wouldn't have had McDonald's and if I would have slept longer, I would have been down at least something.
Driving is definitely something.
If I didn't eat shit food and actually got sleep, I would. I'm being so mean today, but man, I did it. I almost want to say I deserved it. But man, oh my god. It's hard not to watching this compilation because the anger just stacks on top of itself. The irritability and the intolerance just stacks.
I get very irritated with people pulling out in front of me, people not using their turn signals, people just coming to a quick stop for no reason. That sort of thing. Probably someone else being in a bad mood would put me in a bad mood.
Yeah. Relatable. I can't even imagine.
Oh man, You thought she was shitting on Becky lately? Yeah, Amber was so mean to Becky when they were dating. Let's be real. Sigh, man. I swear to God.
Imagine how frustrating it would be to be her partner. Even though it seems like Becky is an enabler or just doesn't care enough to cause a stir by saying no, I would be ripping my hair out surrounding myself with someone who says they want one thing and starts a new journey, goes back and forth, all while having the money and access to resources that could help. I would leave. I would have left a long time ago, though. Actually, with this comment, I kind of understand what you're saying, but I think there comes a time where you're so in love with someone that you don't want to give up. You want to be the person to help them. Becky does the whole I'm gonna start a diet and then the next day she doesn't. It's very common. I would never in a million years leave someone that I absolutely love and adore and cherish and care about when they're at their worst.
Girl, what the fuck is you talking about?
You put makeup on.
Yeah, real talk. Like, Becky was obviously like, oh God, what year was that? Was that 2020? I can't quite remember. But like, there was a time where Becky was on this type of medication and obviously was just making her like numb to the world, and Amber was still forcing her to drive her around everywhere. And they like almost got in a car crash because Becky was just not registering shit mentally, and Amber just didn't care. She really didn't. And there was like an obvious difference after Becky switched on medication and Amber just like did not care. And then, of course, after their breakup, Amber was like, "No, I just felt like a roommate." Jesus.
On your knuckles to hide it. You know what? Let's put makeup on my knuckles.
Oh, this shit.
So people
Oh,
are
this.
saying I put
Oh.
concealer on my knuckles. So let me get some concealer. Would have ever thought of doing something like that?
Oh, I hated
Is this
this.
good for you?
I hated this.
What? Ooh, crusty.
Why is it crusty?
Yes, I put makeup on my knuckles to hide it. To hide what exactly? My diabetes.
Yuck it up, Chuckles.
You doctor shot. No.
Dude. First of all, she said crusty. So either her skin is crusty or the concealer is crusty. So there's something that needs to be fixed there. Second of all, she ends up saying that the concealer is burning her knuckles. I just have like that sort of irritated smile on my face right now. I need to find some way to easily do a face cam because I used to do it, but like the way that I did it was not efficient and made me not want to make videos. So I need to figure that out because my computer camera is really crappy. So I would use my phone and then do whatever. I'm not getting into that. I wish you could see my face right now because I'm just like, are you? I'm laughing, but it's like, oh, girl, I could smack you right now.
No, I just know when something's wrong. Every single time that I have felt within my soul that something was wrong with my body, I've been right. I smell great. I get complimented on it. Some of the things that I see about people saying I smell like tuna cottage cheese, like what the heck is that? I smell good. I do. Not all fat people are the same. Chinese buffets,
that was just that girl. I don't know what was in her coffee that morning, but she was just smug as hell that day in that Q&A.
What?
Not all fat people are the same. Chinese buffets,
What? What? It's buffet.
Baby, I know.
Buffet.
I was like, let's go to an Indian buffet. Yes, I know. It's called buffet, but I pronounce the T. I always have to make that note. I'm confused on why she blocked me.
Why do you have to? Why? You know better, and you. What rank is Kentucky in the education system? Hold on. 40 out of 50 in 2019. Yeah, Kentucky's like bottom quarter in education, easily bottom fifth. So did Amber get educated in Kentucky? Either way, like I'm sure being around that much stupid. Which this isn't a diss on the people of Kentucky. If anything, I think you need a better education system, and I want you guys to get help. And my God, you're certainly not voting for politicians that do that en masse. Southern strategy is a whole nother thing. I'm sure being around that kind of environment makes you a little dumber because people are very social animals and tend to try and interact with it. There's also a couple of videos that I've seen of Amber like being like the dumbest person on the planet. And I kind of want to react to those too, but not today because we're already at 25 minutes and we're not even done with the video. So Let's just keep going.
But honestly, the only thing I can think of, because we had great correspondence, like she was super helpful, and I was like any other client, asking for help and doing the advice that she told me. I think the one thing that really got to her was just the comments. And that just really opened my eyes that I can lose anybody due to horrible comments. I've lost a dietitian because of horrible comments. People in the comments were just like spitting bile and poison, and it was like, ugh. And I just think it's unfair as well. As much as I respected her, I just think it's unfair that she didn't message me and say maybe this isn't a good fit or something. You guys have to watch what you say. So at the ER.
What do you mean you're okay? No doctor or dietitian would give you up as a patient because of mean comments on the internet. Most people are aware that angry comments on the internet are going to exist, and people are going to critique you no matter what. No.
ER yesterday, they took my blood, did my pee, and they found nothing. And the doctor I saw was just like so nonchalant about how much pain I'm in and where it's located. They literally sent me home. I was like, okay, if the doctor's so nonchalant about the situation, literally sending me home without a diagnosis, maybe nothing's wrong. So I kind of just was enduring the pain and trying to ignore it. And I woke up today. Not only does it hurt a little bit worse, but now this is like TMI, but my belly button is bleeding.
Ew.
And that's never happened to me before, and it could be like,
oh, is this when she got the bladder infection? That's my only guess.
like a million different things, but it's like, I'm gonna go back to the ER. My health is more important than money, and that's just how it is for me.
If it wasn't, you'd pay a dietitian and all these fucking people to try and actually help you and be persistent with you and be persistent with it. You are weak yourself. Shut up.
So I am gonna go to a different ER. To me, this is an emergency. Yesterday when I was at the ER, they specifically told me, if you get any worse, come back. Well, I'm not going back to you, baby. I'm going somewhere else, because I feel like if you go to the ER, you should, get the test done to be the deciding factor of what's wrong with you. Like, you should never leave the ER like, oh, you're fine, you're just in pain in the most weirdest spot ever. Like, it just doesn't make no sense to me.
It constantly amazes me that none of the other medical professionals seem to take much stock in Dr. Lynn's advice. When will they ever learn? When will we ever learn?
Alright. Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that little segment too, because women's pain is, especially by male doctors in the US and other countries, it's very downplayed, I think, because people still kind of think that women can be overdramatic about things, including our physical pain, which is kind of ironic, because if anything, women are used to being in pain because of things like period cramps and like random boob pains that happen around our time of the month, and the fact that we actually have higher pain tolerances than men because of all of this. So if we're actually genuine in pain, that should be taken seriously. Point blank period. Can't believe I just said that in all seriousness, but seriously. Women's pain needs to be taken more seriously in the United States, and that is a whole other issue. But the fact that Amber wasn't taken seriously, the fact that they did her blood work, and the fact they did her pee, and everything came back okay, but she was still in pain, I can understand them sending her home, because it's like, well, if there's nothing wrong with your blood, and there's nothing wrong with your pee, it might just be random period stuff. I can understand them sending her home then. But also the fact that she was going to go to a different ER, that's kind of dumb, in my opinion, because then you're going to have to do all those tests again. You're going to have to re-explain all your shit to those people again. Whereas if you go back to the same ER, one, you're probably going to have at least a different couple of nurses, maybe even a different doctor, depending on what time of day you go, because doctors and nurses can have fairly, different shifts. But just go back to the same people, because then you don't have to re-explain all your crap and do all those tests. That's how you know she's not struggling for money, is she can just willy-nilly go to different ERs and have all of these tests redone kind of unnecessarily, honestly, and not really bat an eye about it, when most people will, literally take Ubers to go to the ER because the ambulance is $4,000 for some reason. From what I've seen around, it's like easily a couple grand for some dumb reason because Big Pharma decided it was. So I'm wishy-washy on that last segment because it's like, yeah, women's pain doesn't take it seriously, but also if they do all the tests and stuff, if they can't quantify why you're having pain, they can't really do much. And that looked like an older clip, so I don't think it was her cancer shit. I don't recognize that clip from the cancer era, so it's just like, well, what are they gonna do? You know, it's inconclusive. Also, the fact that she is overweight, I think that overweight people generally do tend to be in pain a lot more because, you know, it's just more pressure on your joints and your organs and stuff, and so, you know, that's gonna hurt. But yeah, the fact that she then started to bleed out of her belly button, that is definitely serious. I don't want to joke about that. That is gross. But also the fact that she was like just able to make a clip about it. I don't know how far out that clip was from her actual visit. Oh no, wait. She said it was that day. Yeah, that morning she had started bleeding out of her belly button and the pain was worse. But she was standing up and I guess maybe she's used to being in pain chronically more because, like I said, that she was really heavy and that probably more towards her heaviest in that clip. But like, I've been in some serious fucking pain in my life. It's no chronic pain. It's no, you know, Crohn's or anything. But like, I've had some period cramps where I literally couldn't move, and I didn't go to ER for that. So, also disclaimer: I don't have PCOS or endometriosis or any of that stuff. So obviously, I'm on the more sort of lucky end of that scale. But like, I've either Amberlynn doesn't have any sort of a pain tolerance, or she was over exaggerating because she was sitting up just fine in that clip. I'm not saying she's lying about being in pain, and I am not necessarily trying to underestimate or undermine her experience, but like, I've been in visibly more pain than her like that, and I've not gone to the ER. Definitely a video by the Narc Alert that just really got my jollies going, and it is a bit cathartic. I feel a little better. I feel a little better. I'm probably gonna go play some Destiny and probably take a nap because my quality of sleep was not as good last night, which is why I might be, you know, stuttering and slowing down my words and not thinking as clearly. I don't know where I was going with that. I just hope. What am I hoping for? I don't know. That I have a good week? I hope you have a good week. It is currently Sunday, July 10th. I'll probably get this video out. I think I want to get it out this Wednesday. So that was the video. Got to hate watch a little bit, which is, you know, I think a little hate watch it. Like I said, it's cathartic. It's good for the soul. You know, you gotta do it a little bit every once in a while. But anyway, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, night, evening, week, weekend, whatever you're having now. And remember that you're worth the space you take up in the world. Bye.